put a chicken wire tent so I can send them eventually. Because I'm not going to pick them up, and you're not going to pick him up. I say, get out, hop up, and I put up this hand, which means stop. And then I'd take it to wherever we are on the back chain, wait, break, or go, or run, whatever you want to say. And you just start increasing the distance, working back to the beginning. That's why they call it that method, till eventually you're way the heck back there. Okay. You have to be in such a position, though, so you can see it to market. They really don't have a great electronic mat option. The best that I've come across is the doorbell mat, where you put pressure on the mat and it makes a doorbell sound. Like you get on Amazon for 25 bucks. I bought one back when I used to have a lot of money. I bought one from overseas for like $900. It worked pretty good, but not good enough for $900. This Amazon $25 thing works just as good. And it's I'm trying to remember. It's small, and you can put a mat over it. Like you can put it under this and bungee this on top. Because when you get way far back, you need to make it so your hit doesn't depend on you being right here. Right, we're right back to talking about being an environmental cue. So when I start to add handling where I'm way back here, I need to know, did you hit or not? That's what, if you don't have someone watching for you, that's where the mat can be useful. Okay. So I went through all this. Tasty is 5 years old, and her dog walk was not as good as I wanted it to be. And I'm like, that's bullshit, man. So I went to adding a stride regulator with Tasty. And it was the same diagnostic process that we talked about, the A-frame. I put her there with nothing on it, no mat, her toy out. She knew it was out. She had something to go to. And let her run 2 or 3. And then I watched that stride pattern in slow motion. And what I found fascinating, Tasty's regulator is best when it's here. Ernie, who is my youngest, who's taller than Tasty, faster than Tasty, bigger stride, I would have thought, because I was messing with him, that it would be higher up. Ernie's is here. I was like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Because it's opposite of...
Well, I don't know, it just didn't resonate. But that's where you have to keep an open mind. There isn't the right answer until you see. It is a little bit trial and error at first. But knowing what you're looking for allows you to be able to catch it. You want the dog to be comfortable in extension and carrying to the yellow. You don't want them having to do a lot of craziness to make sure they hit. That said, if they change their stride in order to hit, they're showing you intention, and that's good.
Do you teach them the word target?
Okay.
No, because a lot of people do.
Yeah. My co-owned dog, she has target. She has stop contacts, but she has target. And it's not that it's right or wrong, but to me, the name for this implies you do it correctly.
Okay.
Now, that is just a personal choice.
Well,
that doesn't.
Yes,
for me it's simple. I'm a very simple person.
Me too.
And it's not that agility's all that rocket science, but damn, it happens fast. The less things I have to get right, the better off we all are. So it's not that it's wrong, but I don't do it personally. If I say dog walk, that doesn't mean fly off, for God's sake. I mean, come on, do it right. That's what it means. I know. You want to see this? Isn't that interesting? I know. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the answer. I mean, I wish it were more like bulleted points, but that's the honest answer on how I do it. And if you are interested in running dog walk, my advice is you teach that first, because you can always put a stop on. It is incredibly hard to go the other direction. If your dog really knows the stop well, they think all of your attempts to get them to run are some elaborate proof. And it's very difficult.
I taught her to stop first, but she lost that real quick. She didn't like to stop.
Well, none of them like to stop.
So when I told her to go, like if she's coming down there and I say go tunnel, she's going to the tunnel.
But is she going to hit yellow?
Yes.
Okay, great.
But she's little.
No, little ones can fly off too, Mama.
Yeah, I know.
No, but that's great that she's picking that, because maybe that's comfortable for her.
Yeah.
So yay.
Because I mean, we've been doing this for like 4 years,
Uh-huh.
3.5 years. And she's an excellent jumper. She loves to jump. But we're still, by God, an open standard. We finally got one leg
What's holding you up?
in Danville. She doesn't like standard.
There you go. I don't like the table, so I hear you.
So once she stops at something, then it's like there's something more fun.
Yeah, this is a drag,
Yeah.
and then off she goes.
Yeah, but she's finally, because I've gotten really more heavy-handed with her.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're right with him, he's softer.
Right.
But what I started doing was when I go out to Winfield and I put the car so that their crates are there, they're in their crate.
Uh-huh.
Take her out first.
Yeah.
Play. If she starts zooming around,
Uh-huh.
or if she doesn't stay with me, in the car you go.
Good for you.
And then I get him out, and I don't care what he does.
Yeah.
It's a party.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that she doesn't like that.
Yeah.
And then I don't even give her another turn.
Try giving her another turn once or twice
Mm-hmm.
and see what you get. And ask her something fairly simple, and if she does it, jackpot shit out of her.
Okay.
Just, I'm not saying do it every time, but try it once or twice so she knows, oh, if I do what you say, I get to stay out. You know, give her that piece of the lesson too.
Okay.
Just play with it a little bit. Because I do that really same protocol with Tasty, almost exactly.
And I'm telling you, it works every time because that's how we got our first leg finally.
Mm-hmm.
Was we were out at Winfield and I did that and I put her in the car. Next time she's out, it's all about me.
Right.
It's just, I'm here. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, I mean, it can work really great for some dogs. It really can. Because if they care about this, that's a consequence.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And with him, you don't even raise your voice.
Yeah, because, oh my God. Oh, and I had one boy who would get upset when other of my dogs would get in trouble. It wouldn't even be him. He'd be like, oh God, Sweetie did that again. Oh no, I feel so bad. But I would for sure with your, I mean, because his sort of front so reminds me of my poodles. I would for sure run your A-frame. It really is not that hard to train because it isn't as long as that. And I mean, and you can for sure run this too. But I would recommend this 110% run.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard to train, and it's going to be easier on him. And when he's jacked up in the ring and he's learned how to do this running, you've already got what you need.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to gear down on the frame when his brain is saying, I want to go.
And we need the time.
Yeah.
You know, because he doesn't.
There's not really a
He's not
downside
as
to it.
fast as she is at all. I mean, he could be. I don't really know why he isn't, but I will find out.
Well, or at
If
least
it's
find,
mechanical.
do some rule outs. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's not heavy. He's in a good weight. There's nothing I see in the gait that disturbs me at all, but there could be something that's just twinging or something that's not moving. It may not even be painful, but it may be a vertebra that's not moving as loosely as you might like. I mean, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
A professional will help you with that.
Mm-hmm.
I would do it. And meanwhile, once you get the okay that his loin and that back end is, okay, put your A-frame down to somewhere between 3 and 4 feet. I know this is 3 feet from where I used to ride, so somewhere in there 3 or 4 feet. And get cookies. And have your toy. And you just simply, you can even put him in a way and lure him. The reason you put it low so it's not hard for him to get up here and perch. Lure him up here, let him have a cookie, put your hand on his chest, throw it, and tell him to go. I want to use the throw to loosen him up so he's not going to think, oh, it's the A-frame, I'm supposed to slow down. We want to see what he does when he's really going.
Okay.
Do a couple like that, and then the third one, when you're ready to send him, don't stop him, go, go, go. And then watch your video and see where his feet, see where he's landing over this.
I'm going to need an A-frame.
Oh, I thought you said you had one. Oh, no, that's the one you go to Winfield for. You have that.
Yeah, the dog.
Right.
But you've said about building me an A-frame, and I said, no, I have enough stuff out there. My guard isn't that big.
Right.
But I think we're going to need an A-frame. I mean, we could go out to Winfield, but it'd probably be better.
Just trying to think. You don't want to train it every day because I made that mistake and you will lame them up. And I learned it the hard way. I didn't know any better. The A-frame and the weed poles are the hardest on them physically of all the stuff out here. So you want to be really mindful about reps. Like I wouldn't do it more than twice a week.
Okay.
So you might not need it if you're just doing twice a week.
Yeah. No, I'll just go out to
Yeah. Yeah. Dog walk, you need one because you got to do it more than twice a week. Thank God it's not as hard on them.
Mm-hmm.
But the A-frame, you don't really. You can teach this without having one in your backyard.
Okay.
I think so. I mean, I know people who have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe wait and see how it's going with using the one at Winfield. And if you're making progress satisfactorily, then no worries. If it's just not getting you where you want to go after you've tried it for 3 or 4 weeks, then you might have to get to work. That might be the way to approach it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
But the closer, so the thing to remember,
Whatever time.
the closer he lands to this, the lower the regulator will probably end up being.
Okay.
It goes opposite. The longer they land, the more that regulator moves up, and you want to shorten them. That blew my mind, but I have just seen it. Too many dogs now be the same. That I've generalized it.
I think that when he comes over the top, he's really close to the top.
So we need to help him to lengthen. So it's either you play with here, or you may end up playing with both. You will either. So the regulator here, what this does is hopefully you find the spot where he is not comfortable going to ground, and he feels like there's enough space left to land. Alternately, for the dog that lands a little short or lands more close to the apex, so he is getting a little more jump over that. The only reason I don't go to this option first is because I want to, as much as possible, find what's comfortable. This is forcing a little bit more. I think this, in my brain, now I can't look inside his brain. In my brain, this is more about allowing. This is more about forcing the issue. But, you know, that's just the way I think of it. But if he's coming over and his first hit is close to this bar, what is more than likely happening is his first full stride carries him right here, and he says there's not enough room. There's not enough room to put another one.
Well, what happens, what I see happening is he comes up, and then as he's going down, he really slows down. Mainly, I think, because he's afraid of slipping. That's what it looks like to me.
So you may see a very different landing when he's not anticipating slowing down. He may change his landing spot after that apex 180 degrees when he's not anticipating the collection. That's a fact too, because he would have to be a fool to come over hot to then go whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's not a fool. Dogs are not. So you watch and see. That will be really interesting to see how much he changes it when he's anticipating running and not having to, you know, collect a little bit. That will be interesting. I want to know. I want to know. And if you want to, I mean, if you want to do it, I'm worried now about his back. I have it in my mind. But we can put this down and try a couple if you want to.
Well, it is 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock now.
Oh, it is? Okay.
So I'm going to get him to that doctor. And
What's
get
the
him
name of it, doctor? What if I know?
Hodges?
No, I don't know.
Hodges? He's in Greensboro.
It's just always good to know who's good when you have students from all over. Do you want to do something with that little bit too? Just a little something?
And just afraid.
Okay.
You know what? I do have a line in the car. If I let it on that and do it. Just so she thinks she...
That she got a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she'd be.
No, but I understand.